It's time to talk about even more Easter eggs in your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, this time from episode 2, because it had a bunch of big characters showing up as well. We're going to be talking spoilers, so this is going to be a spoiler warning. So in this episode, we have Nico mentioning how Norman Osborn is shady, and also mentions Roxxon Oil being shady as well, which is a reference to Marvel Comics, and Roxxon being one of those evil corporations that's within it. Plus, with Norman being shady, that's a reference to Oscorp not being the up and up, and Norman Osborn being the Green Goblin, one of Spider-Man's main villains from the comics, who ruins his life. When Peter goes to Oscorp, we meet Amadeus Cho, aka one of the smartest men alive in the Marvel Comics, but also who becomes the Hulk, and then eventually becomes the Brawn once the Hulk, Bruce Banner, is back in the picture. We have Asha, who is from Wakanda, and she is a character from Wakanda in the comics as well, which in the comics she has invisible powers and can project light beams. We have Jean Foucault, which I don't know if I pronounced that right, but in the comics, people think that she's Taskmaster's daughter because she has similar abilities, and she was actually part of the Avengers Academy after the events of Siege, which involved Norman Osborn. We have Dr. Whitman, who's Bentley Whitman, aka the Wizard from Marvel Comics. We have Dr. Carla Connor, who is a gender-bent version of Kurt Connor from the comics, who eventually does become the Lizard. And they're trying to make a self-sustaining reactor, and reference Tony Stark's arc reactor is a reference to Tony Stark. On the TV, when they're in the room, they show Crusher Hogan, which is a tie-in to the comics where Peter Parker is a wrestler and goes against Crusher Hogan. And when Peter Parker gets called to Norman Osborn's office, Norman Osborn has a picture with Captain America, just showing the Avengers being in this universe. I'm sure there is more Easter eggs and references, so let me know what other ones did you notice in the comments down below, and what did you think of these two episodes in whole?